Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to House of Yehuda. Blessed it be the name of Yahuwah Elohim. Today, the shofar blast that I just blasted, it's called Yom Teruah. Yom Teruah is a sound of warning of war. You can go to 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 3. And then another one we'll go to is Jeremiah 51 and 27. Will you read, sister?
Yes. 1 Samuel 13 and 3. It says, "And Saul blew the ram's horn throughout all the land, saying, Let the Hebrews hear."
Mm-hmm. And go to Jeremiah 51.
Jeremiah 51 and 27 says, "Lift up
Hold your finger right there.
Okay.
In Jeremiah 51:27, Jeremiah, he's seen that these nations that was getting ready to come against the Hebrew Israelites. And so Jeremiah sounded the shofar, right, and called and let everybody know that these nations was going to be coming against Israel, right? And so he did this here to call all the 12 tribes together to fight against these people from Iraq and Ashkenaz, who's come out of the Mount Iraq, and to warn them that the Ashkenaz and these others was going to try to do an attempt to take over Israel. Will you read from me, sister?
Okay. 51 and 27. "Lift up a banner in the land. Blow the ram's horn among the nations.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare the nation against her.
Mm-hmm.
Call the regions together against her. Iraq, Meni, and Ashkenazi.
Mm-hmm.
Appoint a commander against her.
Yes.
Bring up horses like hairy locusts."
Okay. Now, there's been nations trying to take over Israel for a long, long time. You found it over there in Saul and Jonathan, right? And they fought against the Philistines, and they had victory when Saul sounded the shofar. This is called Yom Teruah, sounding of the ram's horn, and to warn all the nations to lift up their banners. Everyone had a banner which he lifted up. One was for Yehuda, Benjamin, the wolf, and then I believe Reuben was the flower, and on and on. And for all these nations to come together and as one, because they were going to fight from the land for the land that Yahuwah have given him of the Canaanites. And once Yahuwah gives you something, he wanted to be for keeps. But because we're not in the land and we was cast out, it left the land vacancy. And a lot of people know about the Darfur document and et cetera, how the people came there and Turkey sold it, to England. And then, during that time, and then they sold the land. The Arabs, they didn't have it was just barren lands. But then later on, the Ashkenaz, they came in there, and then they start, improving it, because this is one thing. There are some Ashkenaz that's, they don't believe they believe in the Torah, but they're called Orthodox. And there are some Ashkenazis that believe in the Messiah. And that's good, because if you don't believe in the Messiah that they came and redeemed us, then there's trouble in the camp, and you won't make it into the kingdom, which is the pearly gates. And so these are moeds. These are appointed times, and things happen. So he's telling us to always be ready. Israel, be ready to defend who you are at all times, no matter what kind of cost. Because even though that we're not there, but Yahuwah can use anybody that he wants to set stuff up. So when he come back in the book of Joel, that he was going to bring his people back from the four winds of the earth. So, because Yahusha died for everybody. So this is very inclusive, to the people. But he is gathering us up because not too far from here, he's going to do what he needs to do to gather his people back into the land of Israel, the true bloodline, which is called Evet, people of this holy book, this book here, and this book here is it's the word of Yahusha, the Basara, word of Yahusha, the Nazarene, and then has his picture watching one of his disciples' feet. This book is a very good read and a good understanding, when you want to know the real Paleo-Hebrew names of the Father. Is Yahuwah, and some Elohim and Elohim, and then Yahusha. And his picture is here because that's his name. That's what he went by. Many people call him a lot of other names, but that's the name he's going to recognize, when you call on him. And I thank him for everything that he has done, and he's accomplished all this. But always pray and watch and honor these Moedim, these festivals, because this is the second trumpet. There's 4 trumpets. There's Tekaya, there's Yom Teruah. We did that at Activar, and then there's Shevarim, which is a time for repentance also, and then there is on the end Tekaya Hagadolah. These other 2 trumps, this last trump, is when the Messiah is going to blow this trump, and only those who study Torah is going to know what that ram's horn is saying, and they're going to be watching, and these are the people that he's going to take to the kingdom. And it's for everybody, every man, woman, boy, and girl who are in his Torah and in the Brit Kadeshah, listening to the Mashiach is saying, and then we will go in. These are crucial times, but these festivals is coming up, and like I say, next Friday on the 13th, it begin at sundown, because Yahuwah worked the evening and the morning is the first day, and this is a Yom Shabbaton, a day of Sabbath rest. We're supposed to put things aside, and then and just pray. And the 10 days of Ah is we're going to a fast before we get over to Yom Kippur, and then fast and pray and be ready, and we will escape all these things that men is trying to say that the real Hebrew Israelites are not the real people of this book. And if you would just go From Hebrew to Negro by Ron Dawson Jr., and he can give you some information, a little bit more about your heritage. And Yah is good because the Messiah is good. Shalom Aleichem, till next time.